Yo. What's good? So, pretty much I'm sitting here on the charts, right? Let me adjust my screen. And I saw, Bitcoin, right? And what really stuck out to me is this deep crab that I have, right? And I have my screen split up into two different ways. And particularly on the right side, I have trading view, right? And then on the trading view side, I'm going to be marking the type reactions and the movement that price is really making. I'm also on two different time frames. It's kind of equalizing. Different patterns pick up on different time frames. So if you see me go to one and then come back to another, that is the reason why. So what we have here is the beginning of a deep crab at the 1618 extension, giving us the completion of this bullish candle. This will be our terminal bar, marking hence terminal bar range. And then we have our type 1 reaction. So as we have our type 1 reaction, you can see we have a serious enough impulse to where the bulls only had at least one candle before getting overran. And then we have some type of return into an extension that hit our first target, right? Coming off from the 1618 down to the first target. That's 800 points. Nice 800 point drop. Came back, didn't give us a full return on the 30-minute, but that is because on the 15-minute we have printed a bat. So in the type 1 reaction, we have a type 1 reaction for the bat. Let me put the right one. So this is also a type 1 reaction, but I'm gonna name this type 1 bat, so we know what the difference is. And then it came back in return. I'm gonna clone this, right? Because this second impulsive wave up is also a part of that T1 bat. So this could actually be arguably a type 2 reversal up into higher range. So I'm gonna put T2 back, T2 reverse back, because it's a type 2 reversal bat pattern. Type 2 reversal on the bat type 2 reversal. It should be bat in the front, actually. And the reason I'm kind of being picky about that is because when you read these terms, these words that I have written on these trend lines, it needs to be to the point where you know exactly what I'm talking about and exactly what needs to be seen. So you want to have some type of clarification. So it does matter in my opinion. These pink lines horizontally are the daily openings. So if you look at how price opens here, look at how it flows. Change the color of this. Price opens here, makes an impulse up right now in the 15-minute, right? Does an M formation, ultimately coming back here, giving you a nice impulsive wave down. If you got in here, that's a good, wave down on catch some pips, but it gives you a tight back, right? Real tight back in that trend. It's because it's reversing, right? Reversing, coming back, finally giving you this last touch on the daily, and now it's riding this trend up back into the reversal zone for back into our terminal bar. I see this going to the terminal bar, and maybe even the way that, crypto's moving definitely can come to the hop. Our hop level is up here. Excuse me. It's around 51,000. Yeah. 51,450 in that area. So this is going to be, very interesting, very fun. I get an enjoyment out of watching crypto. I used to be frustrated in trying to make a profit, and the profit would take away from the front, and then just the overall experience of trading was just not an enjoyment because I made it into that. But when you can take a step back, just examine. Like, you really don't have to do anything. I tell people I have the most fun trading I've ever had when I do the less I've ever done. I just watch the beauty, watch the art unfold. And when you learn how to read the book, read the story, read the price action, read the story that's being unfolded, the better your overall, in my opinion, experience and trading will become. So on this back type 2 reversal we have on the 15-minute, if you go back up to the 30-minute, now that we're able to see that, even going on into the hourly, let's keep walking our way up time frames. What I want you to pay attention to is the candle closures. So if this is not a high enough candle closure on the hourly time frame, enough to be at the 5805, meaning that none of these candlesticks, not a single one, closed above 508, and that was what qualified for our verified leg. So that's why this is a 30-minute harmonic patterns, and this matters when you're looking at the overall trend, because it's going to tell you specific things that you need to know, need to be able to flow right with, in my opinion, to succeed in the harmonic flow. Because you can be in a harmonic pattern, you know what I'm saying, in trading, but are you in the harmonic flow? That's the question. Because once you're in the harmonic flow, then you're good. You really have nothing to worry about. You literally can ride the trend. And even when it, you know what I'm saying, sometimes pulls back, it really doesn't even matter, because you're in the flow and you know exactly where it's going to go. All right, so let me stop all the extra jibber jabber. You can wait a second. Let me finish this. So when you are giving your trend lines, in my opinion, what I always like to pay attention to is the candle closures. So I do 2-touch trend lines, meaning all my trend lines are off 2 touches. We have this trend line right here. This is a touch. Starting here out the bullish closing. So if the candle opened here, closed here, this is where we start the trend, and I'm touching it. It would be this one, but it ended as a bearish, but it goes through this and touches this bullish candle, this closure, and this verifies a trend. So now I see when price breaks, you know what I'm saying, I can see how it flows. And the same thing for my next trend line. So that's how I like to place my trend lines and make sure that they're flowing in the right place, because otherwise you'll just be having, in my opinion, random trend line. So this is actually the flow, the trend, in my opinion. Extend that. All right. Coming from these 2 connector points here and here, pushing up off the bullish rally, drawing a bar. Is there even a vertical line? What did I just touched? What is that? I don't know what that was, but we weren't using it. So now what we're waiting on is to try to see, where's our check back? I forgot some, our pink check backs. I don't think price is checked back, in my opinion. So this is what I call pinky. Pinky is where our HSI, indicating how strong and weak, you know, price usually is going to be with our pinky. Now I think price needs to come back into that range, in my opinion. Actually, price just finished. Looks like RSI bound. Let me confirm that. Very interesting price range. I'm just now noticing Bitcoin being. Here we go to, what is this, the daily I'm on? Right. What are the daily? And I see this sequence. This is our origin. We have our 1, the 2, looks like 3, extension 5, yeah, because that's an engulfing. 6 looks like it's closing above. Yeah, this candle closed above this bullish candle. The high of 5 sequence got engulfed by this, dojied out, and now we're getting our next day candle coming up to our 7th wave sequence. And this is the one that I can think is gonna tap my 52 alert thousand, 52 alert price. We got another person calling that. He can wait. But you just love when people decide to contact you when you're doing things. The funny thing is, I just recently tried to contact them before I started this. So we have our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me the way I printed those. Actually, let me change this like this so I can delete these. Deleted some numbers, so that's okay. We can make some more. You know, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think we need a 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have a 1 capping out at the high here, coming back, touching back down to this 38,000, right in between the zone. If you look at the flow, don't have these EMAs up, and I don't feel like going to find them, but there's a flow in between the price of these EMAs, right? This is really how price flows in between here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on the line chart. Actually, I'm gonna take away price. You take away the visual price at all of everything, and I just leave on my indicators, which I do not recommend. Do not recommend this at all. This is just for visual purposes only. Visual purposes. For it visually show you how price is flowing, right? And count the formation of the flow. You can guide yourself in, all right, the trend. I'm on a daily time frame right now. All I'm doing is counting between 1 through 7. And in between 1 through 7, there's these 2 EMAs. I'm actually going to change my indicator so you can, I might not need to do that because it's everything just changed. Let me go back. Just stick with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't do too much, right? Come back to the candlestick. We have a high here. We have our high. Price comes down, engulfs this previous high, engulfs it, comes up here, gives you the top of our 3rd wave sequence, comes back and forth. And if you're ever confused on what is your technical sequence, use highs and lows, right? I always tell people my EMAs are only there to visually represent market structure. If you can't understand and see market structure, then use the EMAs. Don't be scared to use the EMA. And what I mean by that is if I see that price came back and touched this EMA right here, and I come back and look left, this is actually my engulfing candle, right, that came back and took out the wick, excuse me, of this previous candle. So this would be, you know, my structure point, and it came back and retouched this structure, verifying this is support to continue higher, right? Came back to this specific candle that is giving you our structure, giving you our previous kind of double bottom that then verified with the triple bottom, giving you our 4-wave sequence, continuing higher, topping us out right here at our 5th wave sequence at the top. And why this is our 5th wave sequence is because, once again, engulfing candles, right? You're looking for the candles that are taking over in the formation and then making a top, making a peak, making a low, making some type of a swing, right? Coming back on our 6th wave. Why was this our 6? Once again, if you can't tell, look at your visual EMAs. Price tried to close beneath the orange, but then got rejected. Tries to come back and close beneath the purple again, and orange gets rejected. So you can see that this is a nice bottom. This is a nice floor, giving us permission to carry on to the top side, which is very nice, in my opinion. This is a very nice trend, very nice visual formation of the trend, allowing you to see everything happen. It's very, very amazing to see crypto do its thing, especially looking back what it was doing right down here. All this was just an accumulation range that looked very, very suspect. And then this is the complete opposite. So it's amazing to see the complete vast and changes and what crypto is. And I'm excited to see, this accumulation, because, I do expect some type of correction that's going to validate this 7-wave sequence, because after the 7th wave sequence becomes a none. So if we do not turn over enough to support us on the 7-wave sequence, then I will see an 11 extension. But don't I tell people, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Just kind of watch, just kind of flow. Just let it, what I'm saying, what comes to you, just let it come. So right now, what I do see is a nice bullish formation about to close in 5 hours on this previous daily candle. Let me come back over here in a 30-minute time frame to show up what harmonic flows that we have right now. Once again, on the 30-minute, we have a deep crab in the middle of a bat with a bat, came up with our type 1, came back home, giving our type 2 reversal. I think, I want to see this come back. Where's that arrow? I'm about to start using the arrow because it's pretty useful. I think that looks like it's useful, at least. Change the color of it. Yeah. Not so immersive though. Can we change the, ooh, I actually like that. Actually, it's still a little bit too much. Yeah, there we go. Because it's so massive. So I have it coming back here to our terminal. That's what I really see us going for right now. Otherwise, we're just in this range. You're in the range between the terminal. All right, really trying to come back to the hop. And then after you get to the hop, then we can come back down. But until then, I'm saying, I don't really see this flowing any other way. As we go to our hourly time frame, as we go to our 2-hour, method, look at the 2-hour candles. You always want to look at how the candles are closing, because even if this comes back, this trend is still strong enough to hold. That's what people must understand when they see sell opportunities on a lower time frame. For instance, if I go down right to the 15, even in the 5, look, there's sell opportunities here. There are definitely smaller harmonic patterns that will present, opportunities. What is this? A crab? Deep crab. Right here, it looks like. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Representing your deep crab. I would visually show this real quick. Came up. Oh, this is a far deep crab that came back to your 3rd Fibonacci wave sequence. Nice downtrends. And how you would play these deeper extensions is you have to execute on these levels. There's no indecision, because the longer you wait, you're slipping profit. You're letting profit slip. And look how it's always coming back to that golden 618. 618s are always the golden. It's pretty much orange, but it's going to represent gold. Price is going to be a range in between these zones. Right? I'm no financial advisor, but if you know how to visually place yourself in the trend, you know what I'm saying, and to go into certain ranges, and don't try and go too far. You know what I'm saying? Take what the market gives you. Go from golden to golden. That's all I want. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm not trying to catch too much, right? I want exactly what the market's going to give me, exactly what's being presented, what's representable, right? Price comes back and stops me out. That's okay. I get out. I let price come back and stop me out. Don't be greedy. Anyways, just what we have represented so far. It's a nice little flow, nice little, bitch, look at this. Look at this bullish impulse. That thing surprised here, coming out the 224 off this 5-minute crowd. I forgot I was on a lower time. I forgot. I thought I was on a higher time frame for a second. We were still in the hour daily. I was like, whoa. But 5-minute pulling back to this golden ratio, right? Probably gonna, you know what I'm saying, pull back, do something like this to then go back higher. But I don't know, we're in a third wave sequence here. Don't see it going much higher than that 3618. That's for sure. We are an extension, even though we're in a lower time frame. Price has to come back and, you know what I'm saying, filling itself. So I definitely can see price coming back down here for sure. To return kind of box I got. Return these highs. These highs are not being broken. And man, it's just cool. Very cool. And this is just Bitcoin. Notice how in depth, how visual, you know what I'm saying, in sync in the market I can get with one pair on lower time frame. We're on a 30-minute, man. That can be still transparable when you know how to work your charts. You know what I'm saying? And not have too much. Don't do too much. You should be able to walk yourself up and not be lost. You know what I'm saying? Everything should still be visually there. And that's the cool thing about trading, in my opinion. A very cool thing that I can have. Oh, look at this bat. Oh, wow. Didn't see this here. What time frame on the far? Oh, yeah, no, I did. This is the bat that sent us up. It's just cool, you know, to see everything in sync, in formation. So lovely. So lovely. I could actually, you know, show you the extensions to how far we're going off this level. Off this bat level. Let's see, let's make it orange so we can see where we are. Sent it the wrong way, so I'm gonna reverse it. Another deep crab. Let's do this. Let's do everything. Yeah. And then let's make it orange. And then I did go the wrong way. Oh, I didn't. It's just interesting to see these levels. Definitely see it selling off here for sure. It's 1618. This is a nice. This crab is gonna turn over. This is gonna be a nice crab. Don't sleep on this crab. This pattern right here. It's here for a reason. This 50.085 level. It's huge. Very big. We want to see it come back. See it come back. See it come back. Right now, you want to be in formation with your last HSI check back. The last one I can see we had was a bullish one that sent us up here. Start coming in. It's getting tight. Take away price for a second. Hide my drawings. There we go. Now let's just look at the arrows. The arrows that bounce in between. Notice how if I go to the hourly, right, the last one was right here. I'm gonna show price real quick. Yeah, fix itself. Okay. Last one was right here. A high price where a lot has happened since then. Look at our daily closures. Look at how it's flattening out. I'm gonna put price back on. Price is right here. Price hasn't moved that much higher from that line. But if you look here, there's a high here. There is a good amount of resistance here. right? This hovering red line right here, it means it's an activated level of resistance, meaning it's a confirmed sell if we roll over to the downside, which once again is why I said this crab pattern that we have here is going to be very nice once it solidifies itself off of, in my opinion, the hop. I think we're going to come back to the hop level for sure, and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get to the terminal first. We'll see how it comes from the terminal. But this hot play must not be slept on. Must not be slept on. The hot plays are what generates, in my opinion, the best moves. Anyone else? I'm going to wrap this up. It's a very, very good recording. Like I was able to visually print what the market gives me. I see that now we have an ABDC pattern that's tight in this range. And I'm not even going to put that over here. But ABCD patterns are the beginning steps to your wave counts. When you have ABCD patterns, I'm saying what's next after 4. So that's why, you know, it's cool to have different ones. You don't even have to put them on the chart, but visually count, you know what I'm saying? Walk yourself into the market. I actually see that it hit the type 1 reaction right here. That's why that 4. So this verifies as a 4-wave sequence because it hit the target 1. Meaning I believe the target 1 is a 3.2%, if I'm not mistaken. That 2 to 3 leg. Yep, it definitely did. Definitely did. Just to visually show you guys what I'm talking about. We're in the hourly time frame right now. I'm gonna walk down to the 15-minute. And all I did was start here at origin. Okay, I started there at the origin. You know, walked myself up to the wave, first wave sequence, right? And then came back down. Actually, there's a better way to do this. There's this arrow pad right here. Started there, came back down, right? Went up and down to the third wave sequence. And notice how in this third wave sequence, the candle did not close above this 272 range, but it still massively came up here. And what I mean by massively came up here, it still came up there and breached the previous high. So it didn't close, so it's an unverified third wave in my opinion. But once it retraces in a certain amount of point, it didn't verify, but it sure enough went up there to give you a sequence. So it's a weak third sequence in my opinion, which is not even really verified. I call this half verified because it retraced halfway to, I mean, enough for the 4, but the, you know what I'm saying? So you have your 5. And now that's why the 5 stayed and kind of zigzagged the way it did, because not only did the 5th wave sequence as it's peaking up here, and not only did it have to fill in this candle and solidify and say, all right, now I'm home. I had to kick the other person out, or not kick him out, but, you know, fix the damage that that person did, right? After it came up here and chilled out for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, chilled out. Now we can solidify and say, all right, now I'm home. So now after I'm home, right, I have my box built, right? Now I can load and decide on what I want to do. If that kind of makes sense, then you'll be able to read what else comes next. You know, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I don't have to just sit here and also guess and say, okay, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have to guess. Oh snap! I don't want to. Yeah, let me actually go like this. Actually, that box there. Right, I was gonna say you don't have to guess. I can take my extension trending, meaning I start with the bottom, start with the high, and the next point I'm dragging this to is where I want the beginning of my sequence to start, which is there. So if I renumber off, you know, again, a little bit more professional this time. This is not supposed to be a 3. It's supposed to be a 2. Right, we have the bottom of our 2. Next, the third wave sequence I want to see coming to the range here. Right, and that's why we're seeing a bullish engulfing, right? Remember, we have our home. Once we have our home, we can move on into our next area, which is why this bullish engulfing on the 15 minutes is probably going to be higher. Actually, yep, and that's why it's engulfing up. Give you our continuation. Moving on up, moving on up. Nice 5 minute, but this is gotta be careful. This is either a very strong trend, which in my opinion, I think it is, or it's a fake out trend that's gonna get corrected before the move out. This is not bullish in my opinion. This right here, because if price was going to, what time frame is this? 5 minute? If price was going to move up here, it would have moved up, but it tried to come up here again and it didn't move up. So now, right, well, remember, it's not gonna really move up like you think it is. I don't think it's gonna come up here right now and hit that third wave sequence. I think it needs to chill out here and solidify its home. And the main reason I'm saying that's because you have 2 HSI checkbacks that have already, solidified their home here. So this high is pretty strong. So if price were going to come up here and close higher, pretty much above, yeah, that would be a zone, or the pattern. What is it? Deep crab, the hop off that crab that I posted earlier. Just delete it now. But where's this hop? Where's this crab? Looks like right here. Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah, the crab here. This being the hop level off that crab. I remember now, yeah, that's why I said, remember, it can't get that much higher after 3618. That was that orange fib I drew. I remember now. I'm not gonna redraw it, not gonna trace, but visually, I've been talking long enough. This has been a long enough recording. Everything, hopefully, should make enough sense to visually draw itself together. Well, ultimately, like to see though, kind of recap, is the high of this third wave sequence come into this range and then retrace back just a little bit, enough into this 272 range, solidifying a bigger home. So remember I said price is right here right now. It's trying to make its home so it can move way up. Now what I want to see it do is, after it makes its way up, come back down and build a bigger house, because you know what I'm saying, it just collected profit. It just went into a new range. So now it's got to do something with that momentum, that money. It's got to build a bigger house. And then after that bigger house, we can probably come back to specifically that blue arrow for a reason. Oh, I want to see that hop. I want to see it make it do what it do. This is cool recording, cool video. Once again, thank you for taking your time to stop by. Hopefully this makes sense. Get some little sneak peeks on what else we have in the markets right now. All right, this is ETH. ETH is a lot stronger of a trend, but it's been a lot slower lately. The trend is strong, but nothing's been happening, right? What I mean by strong is the price has not tried to retrace any of its levels that it makes. Every time it breaks a high, right, it doesn't need to come back. It just goes and goes and goes. So the trend, once again, is strong. I actually have an arrow here. Probably trying to talk about the last trend that I saw. The trend, this is actually a trend, which is wide, which once again shows how strong it is, but the trend is strong. But now, because it's so strong, people are probably taking profit. Ranges are going to need to be filled in and be put into other prices, which gives Bitcoin plenty of enough time and space to do what it needs to do. We have, our small giant Ripple. I say small giant because it's so not expensive at all, but its movements are ranges and capability and volume is so much greater than so much of the other small cap coins or the other coins that this coin gets ranged into. So after this shift here, notice this shift here. I mean, structure got broken here. Price came back and retraced here. Right. After price loaded here and made its house here, Ripple, it's been strong. Ripple is very healthy as well. Ripple has a nice, very strong trend. Came out, touch 2, touch 1, touch 2, extension out. Right, Ripple is nice and strong, giving you, look at that double touch, touch here, touch 2, extension on. Man, price is looking nice. Cryptos are looking very, very good. I see the Bitcoin dominance on the daily. Bitcoin is not really in any type of dominance, but if I look at the total market cap of Bitcoin, of crypto market, in a nice steady uptrend, very nice, healthy, steady uptrend, actually. Look at that. Been 47, 46 days, constant uptrend, peaking out at the high, right? I believe this is the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. That is the all-time high. So we are literally ranges away from the all-time high of money fluctuating in the crypto market. What a time to be alive. Thankful to be alive. What a time, what a time. What am I looking for? Put the battery in check. So I can see it, right? We're in 70% of a retracement of ever being of fluctuation of money in the crypto space. So I don't want to keep it seen in this video. Once again, thank you for stopping by. Hope you gain some knowledge and some value, love, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.